My dog is missing. While I was searching everywhere for him, my ex-boyfriend, the award-winning actor, posted on Weibo. She said she'd take responsibility, so I gave birth. In the photo, the man holds a dog, his sharply defined jawline partially visible. As I stared at the little golden retriever, wearing its favorite pink bib, I let out a shrill scream. After filming a variety show until late at night, I returned home to find my dog gone along with his beloved pink bib. I was utterly shocked. Just as I took out my phone to check the surveillance footage, I saw my ex-husband's Weibo post. A man can't give birth to a puppy, it's probably due to blocked sperm ducts. The accompanying photo was of an adorable little golden retriever. Its fluffy fur, sparkling eyes, and slightly damp nose, it all looked so familiar. My gaze fell on the pink bib around its chest, where 3 crookedly embroidered characters read Leo. That stupid beloved son of mine. I unblocked Jacob on WeChat and furiously typed into the chat box. You'd better explain why my dog ended up at your place. The phone chimed twice the second the message was sent. Jacob, your dog, of course. Yes, mine. I paid for him. Sophia, you took Dajwang without a word when we broke up. You're lucky I didn't see you. Attached was a video clip. In the footage, the man was bathing the golden retriever, who happily chewed on his favorite dinosaur plush toy. I don't know why the camera accidentally captured Jacob's bare upper body when it shook. The man had broad shoulders and a narrow waist with smooth, perfect muscle lines. Water droplets splashed on his body, meandering from his chest down to his V-line, carrying a hazy dampness. Oops, how did I accidentally film myself? Who knows what certain women would do if they saw this, he said. The silence was deafening. The message notification sounds from the phone were still ringing. Jacob, you didn't seek me out just to talk about this, did you? Read no reply, just keeping you company, but seems like someone's getting triggered. So now I'm giving you a chance to date me. Oh, not interested? Fine then. Actually, I wasn't that keen on dating you either. Elmeo, you're pretty mid. Hahaha. 6. This is hilarious. Maybe we should give it a try after all. Date me deal. I stayed silent. Several more messages came through on my phone. You can ignore me, but you can't ignore Da Swang. Clicking, and I saw it was actually some trending news Jacob had dug up from who knows where. Single parent families, children lack affection, prone to loneliness and depression. 6 things every parent should know about single parent families. Crazy. I silently turned off my phone. 2. I thought the farce would end there, but it only escalated. Someone must have hired trolls because that post skyrocketed to trending. She said, I'll take responsibility, and I got pregnant. Dog, am I just part of your game too? Award-winning actor's suspected romance exposed. Fans are fiercely debating over this. Can anyone in the know reveal who exactly this her is? Is she from within the industry or an outsider? Is Jacob really dating someone? Fangirls are going to be heartbroken. The dog's bib says Leo, so the owner must be surnamed Shin. Someone listed all the female celebrities in the industry with the surname Shin, and as a third-tier starlet, I wasn't spared either. But probably because I'm just too obscure, they didn't even consider me as a possibility. Soon another speculation emerged. Could it be Janet? Wasn't she starring in that hit drama recently with Jacob? Her character in City of Love was named Shin-Ching. Hey, that is possible. Does this mean my ship is real? Janet, a second-tier internet celebrity and my professional rival. As if to confirm the speculations of the gossip-loving public, Janet soon posted an update. Dog food has been shipped. Hope Big Strong likes it tonight at 7:30. Shin-Ching will see you all in the Fatal Beauty. Attached was a photo of her selecting dog food at the supermarket. The woman wore an apricot-colored dress revealing only a hint of her silhouette, her curves soft and alluring. Our Janet has the perfect figure and looks to match an Oscar-winning actor, don't you think? I knew it was real. When will they make it official? Though I can't stand Janet, I have to admit her little stunt did me a huge favor. Now I can gracefully fade into the background. The comments surged like tidal waves, pushing the internet storm to new heights. The shrill ring of the phone pierced through the moment. Sophia, there's a pet-themed reality show inviting you to participate. Didn't you have a dog at home? Bring him along for the show. Said my agent sister Mary. Great, just what I didn't need to hear. I exhaled, heavily trying to calm my tangled emotions. The dog isn't with me. Then where is he with my ex? The other end of the line was dead silent, followed by a barrage of aggressive words that exploded like firecrackers. Sophia, let me make this clear. I don't care what you have to do or going on that show. Do you even realize how pathetic your resources are, whether you have to steal, fight, or buy your way? And I better see you with that dog at the recording site the day after tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll post all those embarrassing photos of you in love online for everyone to laugh at. Oh, and I'll even edit a special compilation just for Janet. Your call. With a sharp click, the call ended. I'm sorry, agent. I really can't get the dog back. I feel so hopeless. 3 Love Home is a pet-themed variety show broadcast live where celebrities and their pets live together in a seaside villa for 7 days. The program includes interactive games and viewers ultimately vote to select the national pet. Under pressure from my agent, I brought my grandmother's big yellow dog to the show's filming location. Janet sat beside me holding a beautiful Bichon Frise, glanced at Bruce crouching at my feet, and curled her lips with a critical look in her eyes. Is this your pet? What breed is it? Looks very gentle-tempered. Ignoring the sarcasm in her words, I gently stroked Bruce's smooth fur and replied, he's a native breed. Bruce wagged his tail and affectionately rubbed against my pant leg, his soft ears brushing my fingertips, bringing waves of warmth. The puppy's eyes sparkled, filled with nothing but love. Oh, so it's just a mutt. The woman smiled faintly. At least it's good for guarding the house, unlike our Angela, who can't do anything except eat dog freeze-dried treats. She's useless as a watchdog. With that, Janet gently scratched the little Bichon Frise's chin, casting me a look of undisguised provocation. You may be proud of your fancy Bichon, but mock my son, and you'll regret being born. If you really want to go head-to-head, be careful, or I'll skin you alive. In my rage, I raged a little harder. Just as I was about to retort, I heard a clear male voice say, "Sorry I'm late." The next second my golden retriever, wearing a pink little bib around its neck, made a dazzling entrance, wagging its tail. It was none other than my long-lost fur baby. The dog was adorned with a sparkling diamond hair clip and dressed in a haute couture C-brand pet tutu radiating an aura of luxury and opulence from head to paw. Not far away, Jacob stood in a black sleeveless tank top, his exposed arms displaying clean, striking muscle definition. The man's features were strikingly handsome, sharp lips, a straight nose, and as he approached leisurely, he moved with the dangerous elegance of a jungle beast basking lazily in the sun. I never expected my ex-husband to show up here with our fur baby, and I froze on the spot. Leo's eyes lit up when he saw me wagging his tail furiously and struggling to run over only to be firmly restrained by that scumbag dad of his. Jacob chose an empty seat, but his gaze kept drifting past Janet in the middle, landing on me. I deliberately ignored that blatantly intense stare, burying myself in my phone to make myself as inconspicuous as possible. A text message popped up. "What's the matter? Not in the mood to smile anymore. Ex-wife sender movie emperor." I turned my head and happened to meet Jacob's smiling eyes. He slightly raised an eyebrow, his exquisitely handsome face like a work of art glowing brilliantly under the summer afternoon sun, exuding an air of untamed charisma, dazzling and eye-catching. Hottie 4, wow, what a beautiful golden retriever. Jacob has raised it so well. Janet seemed to really like Dajwang, showering him with a stream of compliments, her eyes crinkling with delight, her lovely face radiant. The barrage of comments erupted. "LMAO, I told you they're real. Ah, what an adorable golden retriever. What a perfect pair you two make." The woman reached out to pet Dajwang, but the dog dodged her touch at the last second. Woof. Leo let out a protesting bark. Janet's hand froze mid-air, her smile faltering slightly. The woman tucked the stray strands of hair behind her ear, her voice softening like water as she spoke again. "Just like Jacob, both our little Sundras aren't they?" Before the words had fully faded, Jacob shook his head slightly and lazily lifted his gaze to meet mine. "To be precise, it's more like my ex-girlfriend. Can you keep your chat to yourselves without dragging me into it?" I quietly moved my chair a bit farther away. The host quickly seized the viral moment and immediately seized the opportunity to probe further. "Since she's your ex-girlfriend, would Mr. Jacob mind sharing why you two broke up? The audience is very curious indeed." At these words, all eyes turned toward Jacob. My scrolling fingers froze as cold sweat began forming in my palms. Dear heavens, I betrayed 3 years of singledom just to make my ex shut his mouth. But reality didn't go as I wished. I've always acknowledged the striking impact of Jacob's words. We broke up because she said I was going too far. How exactly was I going too far? All these years, it's always been this long, don't open your eyes and talk nonsense. It's really hard for us men. Sometimes you should look for reasons within yourself. Okay, has your love for me grown over these years? Have you been exercising regularly? I'm really about to lose my mind. The man's voice was clear and pleasant, yet the words he spoke exploded like rolling thunder across the sky, striking people until they were charred on the outside and tender within. The air seemed to freeze a few seconds later. The live stream erupted again. What I'm stunned is this something a casual bystander like me should even know. Jacob, we're just netizens. You've crossed the line. OMG, what kind of earth-shattering tea is this? Fangirls are literally splitting apart right now. HHHHHHHH. Someone tell me this isn't true. My heart sank as I watched the barrage of comments flooding my phone screen. Some people may look like they're still scrolling on their phones, but in reality, they checked out long ago. The show host clearly didn't expect Jacob to say that and quickly stepped in to smooth things over. Haha, Jacob's such a jokester, warming up the crowd right off the bat. Janet also forced a smile and chimed in. Yes, Jacob is the same way on set. With him around, you never have to worry about awkward silences. He has always been such a strong and reassuring presence. Her words were ambiguous and lingering, inviting speculation. The woman smiled sweetly, her almond-shaped eyes brimming with tenderness, her gaze as soft as water, every inch the love-struck maiden. The live audience began to tease. Janet seemed slightly embarrassed, lowering her head as a delicate blush spread across her fair cheeks. The next moment, she found the perfect angle and shyly glanced at Jacob. Jacob was looking at the dog Janet. 5 after the greetings, the first round of interaction quickly began. The production team had hidden 10 treasure chests within a 500-meter radius of the villa. Each participant received a treasure hunting clue, and the dog that found the most chests by the end would win. The so-called clues were essentially just a small map and a piece of fabric with a unique scent. The dog's task was to locate the treasure chests by following the scent on the fabric. But Bruce had no sense of smell. When I found him, he was only 3 months old. Abuse had damaged his olfactory senses, and they never recovered. This mission was doomed from the start. Bruce and I set out under the scorching sun, wandering around for half an hour without ever finding the treasure chest. Woof woof, just as I was about to give up, a few crisp barks rang out not far away. Turning around, I saw the golden retriever in a princess dress sprinting toward me with a little treasure chest in her mouth. The little one's fluffy tail wagged back and forth, her soft ears trembling with each tiny running step. Leo placed the treasure chest at my feet and gently pawed at my pant leg with her front paw, urging me to pick it up. At the same time, a cold male voice sounded behind me. Leo, you're quite something. Jacob had somehow appeared by my side. I thought he would mock me, but the man simply bent down and placed the box on the ground into my hands. Thank you, I said softly. Jacob gave a slight nod and walked away without saying a word, perhaps because of the scorching weather. I noticed a faint blush creeping up to the tips of his ears. Netizens caught this moment. Is it just me, or is this kind of sweet? Can I say that? Am I seeing this right? The golden retriever belonging to the award-winning actor just gave Sophie the treasure chest that was originally meant for him. What is that supposed to mean? Or Jacob only gave Sophia the box because he took pity on her? Exactly, otherwise Jacob would definitely given it to our Janet. She wouldn't have stood a chance. 6. When Bruce and I returned to the meeting point, Janet was sitting on the sofa cradling her little bichon Frise. She wore a perfectly gracious smile, but her eyes darkened slightly when they swept over the box in my hands. Jacob is just like before, not only handsome but also emotionally intelligent, knowing exactly how to take care of newcomers. Janet sighed with emotion. She deliberately emphasized the last two words, as if afraid no one would realize I'm just a third-tier nobody. Indeed, how could a third-rate actress like me possibly have any connection with a top-tier A-list actor? Not only Janet thinks this way, many netizens share the same opinion. Our Jacob is famously high EQ and kind-hearted. Certain no-name clout chasers better stay away. What nonsense! Sophia just quietly filmed a variety show where the clout chasing. If anyone chasing clout, it's that Janet girl who can't go 3 sentences without mentioning Jacob. How is Janet chasing clout? What's wrong with a cute couple interacting? Janet and the Oscar-winning actor are perfect together. Some people are just green with envy, if you ask me. The barrage of comments was getting heated. At the same time, the first round of the game came to an end. Jacob didn't have a box in his hand, so according to the game rules, he had to answer a truth question. The question voted by netizens was, what kind of person is your ex-girlfriend? A tricky one, but exactly what the audience wanted to see. Jacob didn't answer immediately. His amber eyes glimmered faintly as the corners of his lips curled up. Ex-girlfriend. The man slowly uttered these 3 words, his tone light and rising at the end. Miss Sophia, do you have any clues? He turned his head to look at me. Oh no, he is coming for me. 7. The recording set fell into prolonged silence. Janet's smile froze on her face. She silently clenched her fists, nails digging deep into her palms. Bullet comment, I think I smell a hint of something fishy going on. Anyone else getting that vibe? There seems to be something between those two, not sure, need to observe more. Am I just part of your little game too? In those brief seconds, I'd already imagined 100 different ways my manager would have me killed. Life is getting more and more like a prison sentence. The murmurs of discussion began to rise around me. Those blatantly appraising stares were practically burning holes through me. I took a deep breath, struggling to keep my voice steady and calm. I really don't have any leads. But since Mr. Jacob is so remarkable, your ex-girlfriend must be quite exceptional too. I plastered on a professional smile while internally begging my ex not to stir up any more drama. Is that so? Jacob tapped the table rhythmically with his knuckles and murmured softly. But she dumped me and even took our fur baby with her. I choked hard on that one. Oh, so, he is throwing shade at me now. Big man with a big ass, what's wrong with letting me pet our dog for a couple days? Just as I was about to speak, Janet cut in first. Actually, Miss Sophia is quite right. Jacob has reached the top tier at such a young age, so the people around him must all be exceptional. It's not like some 3rd or 4th-rate nobody could ever become his friend. The woman's eyes shimmered, her smile unwavering. Anyone who stands shoulder to shoulder with Jacob must naturally match his status and position. The implication was clear. She was the one most suited for Jacob. Janet kept calling Jacob by his first name with affectionate familiarity. But she had underestimated Jacob's level of straight male obliviousness. The man slightly furrowed his brows. Miss Janet, we're just colleagues. Please call me by my full name from now on. The name Jacob is only for my girlfriend to use. Quite the gentlemanly virtue he is upholding. Janet, standing nearby, seemed taken aback by such an unceremonious rejection. She lifted her head in surprise, her beautiful eyes wide with astonishment. She had always been the one rejecting suitors. This was the first time she'd been publicly humiliated. Janet's face burned with embarrassment, her expression full of grievance. Her eyes welled up instantly, looking fragile and pitiful like a delicate white flower battered by a storm. The shippers in the barrage comments were raging. My ship has sunk. Whoa. Best actor, open your eyes and see what you've just said. Quick, give Janet a hug. She looks like she is about to break. The recording set was eerily quiet, so silent you could hear a pin drop. I sat in the corner, quietly picking up my phone to type. Jacob, what? Are you an idiot? Janet follows you around every day. You don't know who she likes. The other end of the screen fell silent for a few seconds. The award-winning actor? You mean she likes you? Me, the award-winning actor? Damn it, no wonder she is always clinging to me for no reason. So she has had her eyes on you all along, afraid I'd get a chance to reconcile with you. Scheming lesbians. Daring to steal my wife, how bold. Wait, hold your boldness, I've got plans for that pig brain of yours. 8. The production team gave me a freeze-dried treat, but there are 2 dogs in front of me. Bruce and Leo both eyed the bone with eager anticipation. Fortunately, I'm emotionally intelligent, no big deal. I clear my throat, let me see which little one can sit the most properly. As soon as the words left my mouth, the golden retriever immediately squatted down into a perfect seated position. I curved my eyelashes and crouched down to rub its round little head, only for my wrist to be grabbed by a pair of hands. A voice as cold as spring water rang out above me. Petting is allowed 500 per session. Looking up, I saw none other than the father of my dear son. Me seeing me at a loss for words, Jacob smiled and added, or there's another way. Get back together with me. You can pet both the human and the dog whenever you want. The abs too if you'd like. No thanks. I rolled my eyes at him, swiftly reached out to give the golden retriever a quick pat on the head, then hoisted Bruce up and dashed back to the bedroom. Money is out of the question, but the dog must be petted. Need to come up with a plan. Lying in bed the moment I closed my eyes, the image of the golden retriever as soft ears and fluffy fur surfaced in my mind. The lingering warmth from the dog's body still tingled in my palm. I'm completely falling apart. I can't sleep without kissing my son. The world would explode without puppies. I can't take it anymore. I bolt upright and look at Bruce, who is utterly bewildered, then instruct him. Stay right here and don't move. I'm going to kidnap your brother back. Life is dull, but cosplaying as a thief adds some spice. Outside the window the night is thick and heavy, the villa enveloped in silence. Jacob is probably asleep by now. I tiptoe to the door, turning the handle with a sliver of hope. The door creaked open with a soft click. It wasn't locked. I felt surprised, but there was no time to think too much about it. As soon as I stepped inside, a soft round little head popped up by the bedside. Woof! The little one tilted its head at me, its small dark eyes gleaming faintly in the dim night. After realizing who I was, Leo instantly stood up. The dog's furry head brushed against the back of my hand, its fluffy tail wagging rapidly. Good boy, I've missed you so much. I held the golden retriever's head and planted kisses all over it. Damn those dog sellers, mommy recognized you. At first glance, my zhuang mommy misses you so much. She can only eat 3 meals a day now. You thought daddy could hide you from mommy? Think again. Hee hee, little doggy, you've fallen right into mommy's hands now. Hee hee hee. You were born to be smothered by mommy. Kissy kissy. Mwah, give me a kiss, one more kiss. I flashed a deranged grin. Let us go, Dazhuang, we're heading back. I patted the golden retriever's back, plotting to kidnap it. I had just stood up when I sensed something was amiss. In the confined silent space, someone reached out and grabbed the hem of my clothes. A warm breath brushed past my ear, sending a slight shiver through me. A man's deep voice sounded beside me. What are you doing in the silent confined space? The air grew thick with tension. Jacob had just woken up, his hair disheveled, his eyes deep and unfathomable. His voice was hoarse, with sleep carrying a lazy drawl. Under the moonlight, the man's skin took on a cool pale hue, the corners of his eyes tinged faintly red from prolonged slumber. When their gazes met, it was utterly arresting. I didn't lock the door, and you actually dared to come in, Sophia. Jacob sneered coldly, taking a step forward. I turned to flee, but Leo tripped me, sending me sprawling forward. With a thud, I landed on top of Jacob. My hands pressed against his pectoral muscles, so big. Eyes met in the silent room. The man's ears flushed crimson as he ground his teeth. Stealing the dog is one thing, but you'd steal me too. Facing his accusation, I couldn't muster a single word in response. A rapid knocking sounded at the door just then. Jacob, are you there? It's already 10:30. The live interview we scheduled is about to begin. We're coming in now. Click. The bedroom door was opened. The show host stood at the door with 2 cameramen in tow. Upon seeing the situation inside, their expressions grew increasingly shocked. You too. The host stammered incoherently, his eyes darting back and forth between me and Jacob. He pointed at the well-behaved golden retriever sitting obediently nearby, saying with heart-wrenching anguish, "It's not appropriate to do this in front of the child, is it?" Meanwhile, the cameras live streamed the captured scene to the broadcast room in real time. After 2 seconds of silence, the barrage of comments instantly erupted. What is this all about? I'm exploding. Whatever, I'll just die on the spot then. 9 Great, my name is trending on Weibo's hot search list again. Sophia steals dogs and men. What dogs see is determined by humans. Dazhuang, this household would fall apart without me. The online storm grows increasingly fierce. The parties involved are being bombarded with urgent calls from their agents. Sister Mary gave me 24 hours to fabricate an excuse and post a clarification, or she'll kick me out. With trembling hands, I began drafting the clarification statement. Not finished yet, another call came through. No need to post anymore. Sister Mary's voice sounded somewhat exhausted, tinged with a hint of helplessness. Just take a look at what that daddy posted yourself. Suspicious, I logged onto Weibo only to be instantly struck blind with shock. Jacob Xia. Yes, we have a child, Sophia. I've applied for the remarriage system, just 0.99 reconciliation points short. Sharing this post will help. Friends, please assist me in reuniting with my ex-wife and saving this pitiful family. Perfect, I flee, he pursues, neither of us can escape. 10 In the following days, the production team kept deliberately, or perhaps unintentionally, increasing the interactions between me and Jacob. Like right now, the man was clinging to me like an octopus. Honey, feel my heartbeat, isn't it racing? Jacob held my hand, his eyes brimming with innocence. Jacob, what's wrong? Your mind isn't they're too far down. I pull my hand away, wanting to get angry, but facing that handsome face, I couldn't bring myself to say anything harsh. Though foolish, it was undeniably beautiful. Jacob noticed my displeased expression and turned to bring over a slushie with 2 straws stuck in it. Drink up, baby, I bought it specially for you to cool your temper. Me, why didn't you just buy another one? Hearing this, Jacob curled the corners of his lips into a radiant smile. It's not that I can't afford it, but 1 cup is more cost-effective. Bullet comment, you just want to share a drink with your wife. I feel like a stray dog getting kicked on the street. Ha ha ha, Sophia's expression is so done, lololol. 11 Ever since my identity was exposed, Janet stopped clinging to Jacob and ceased her passive-aggressive antics toward me. She always trailed silently at the back of the group, her face haggard. Someone spoke up in sympathy. God, Janet must be heartbroken. Yeah, if the guy I liked had someone else in his heart, I wouldn't be happy either. Boo-hoo, poor little Janet, it's all that Sophia woman's fault for butting in. The morning beach was exceptionally tranquil and pleasant, the air thick with salty moisture, sunlight filtering through layered clouds to dance upon the sea's surface like scattered shards of molten gold, dreamlike and ethereal. Jacob and I walked side by side, trailed by two frolicking puppies. Suddenly, a piercing scream tore through the morning mist like an icy arrow. I turned to look. A shirtless man was charging toward Janet. He gripped the woman's wrist with terrifying force, his eyes bulging with rage. Janet, I've sent you so many gifts, called you so many times, why won't you answer? Janet was utterly terrified, sobbing and struggling desperately. Help me. She wept until her vision blurred while the man grew increasingly agitated. From the moment you debuted, I've been quietly watching you, seeing you rise step by step to where you are today. Do you have any idea how much I've sacrificed for you? And what about you? You didn't even spare me a glance. I'm not even worth as much as that dog by your side. What's so great about that brat, Jacob? Clearly we're the perfect match. Janet, open your eyes. I'm the one who loves you most in this world. They're nothing but trash. The man's speech quickened, veins bulging on his forehead as he glared at Janet, his grip on her hand suddenly tightening. Janet winced in pain, struggling to break free, but finding it impossible. Her little bichon Frise was so anxious it kept running in circles, biting the man's calf several times, only to be harshly shaken off each time. The man's face flushed crimson, yet he continued his torrent of words. It doesn't matter if you don't like me, my loving you is enough. Janet, all these years I've been searching for every trace of you, the cups you drank from, the needles you used, the lipsticks you wore, I've carefully preserved them all. You're the one who should be with me. The sassing fan's gaze at Janet was dark and obsessive. His hand closed around the woman's slender neck, tightening gradually. My pupils instantly constricted. Now Bruce. At my command, the dog shot out like an arrow from a bow. The skills Bruce honed while roaming the streets hadn't dulled. His movements were swift and agile. The powerful momentum from the dog's charge sent the obsessive fan tumbling to the ground. A golden opportunity, one rushed over and pulled the limp woman up from the ground, shielding her behind me. Leo stood in front of me, glaring fixedly at the obsessive fan, his throat continuously emitting a threatening growl. The stunned staff nearby finally snapped out of it and firmly restrained the obsessive fan, who had fallen to the ground. The man spat, his jowls trembling with rage, his eyes flashing viciously as he cursed, "You little bitch." Before the words had even finished, Jacob punched him in the face. The man's head snapped to the side, teeth scattering across the floor. Blood gushed from his nose, leaving him in a wretched state. Jacob planted a foot on his chest, looking down at him with icy eyes, his voice dripping with unprecedented malice, asking for death. 12. The obsessed fan was taken to the police station and received the punishment they deserved. With this, the matter came to an end. On Weibo, footage of Bruce leaping to the rescue spread like wildfire. In the video, the dog sprinted with incredible agility, swiftly and accurately tackling the stalker to the ground. PAW patrol to the rescue. Alright, I officially declare myself Bruce's #1 fan. Say it with me. Thank you, Bruce. Netizens' affection for Bruce surged like a tidal wave. I watched the dog happily playing with a yarn ball beside me and gently patted its little head. You're such a cool little pup, baby. After the storm passed, the show finally recorded its final episode. Today was the public vote for National Pet, and Bruce came in first place. As expected, it received a pet gift package prepared by the show's production team. As the dog's owner, I was awarded a 100,000 yuan prize. In front of everyone, I donated the prize money to a stray animal rescue center. The host was surprised and asked me the reason. I gazed at Bruce happily playing on the beach not far away, a faint smile tugging at the corners of my lips. Bruce was once a stray too. When Jacob and I found him, he was skin and bones, having even lost his sense of smell. And in this world, there are countless Bruces still out there. I don't want them to suffer the same fate. Janet fell silent for a long moment after hearing this. The usually willful and capricious girl lowered her eyes, her long lashes veiling the emotions within. After much hesitation, she opened her mouth several times without speaking, yet grabbed my sleeve just as I was about to leave. I'm sorry, the girl murmured, her cheeks burning crimson, her voice as faint as a mosquito's hum. Thank you for helping me that day. You're surprisingly kind. Janet's gaze was clear and sincere as she looked at me. I raised an eyebrow, then after a long pause smiled and patted her shoulder. 13. After days of running around, I finally made it back home. I collapsed onto the bed while scrolling through Weibo. A notification suddenly popped up at the top of my phone. Shocking content exposed from famous actor's secret account. I tapped open Weibo. It turned out someone had dug up Jacob's secret Weibo account, which was filled with his love diary. March 7. Someone is shipping my wife with that young pretty boy. Seriously, does he even have pecs as big as mine? And you people are already fangirling over them. April 12th. My wife says I can't father puppies, and it's embarrassing. Her at home told me to figure it out quick or she'll divorce me. A heartless woman. April 14th. Chose a little golden retriever, soft and adorable. She'll probably like it. He. May 10th. My wife says she likes me because I look like our golden retriever. Fine. If I can resemble him, even a little, it's my blessing. June 17th. Well, I got kicked out. Well, I admit I went a bit too far last night, but that is no reason for you to steal our fur baby. June 18th. She went to film a variety show. Perfect time to steal our son back. Might as well make it official while we're at it. Give our CP fans on Weibo a little shock. I scrolled up through the feed, my finger pausing slightly. The earliest post was dated 2012. That was the year ID just started high school. Jacob transferred to our school 3 months after the semester started and became the student sitting behind me. The diary entries began from that summer. June 15th, 2012. That girl named Sophia has been sleeping through 3 consecutive classes. Doesn't she need to listen to the lectures? So arrogant. July 1st, 2012. Why does she nap in class but still score higher than me? Can't take it. Fine, since she gave me cookies, I won't hold it against her. January 8th, 2013. Lately I've been waiting for her at the school gate after class to walk home together. No ulterior motives, I just don't want her to run into any bad guys. January 16th, 2013. Today we found a stray dog. The little thing was so small, nearly frozen to death. When we discovered it, we used our competition prize money to nurse it back to health. What should we name it? Let us call it Bruce. Easy to raise. Bruce. Bruce, you've got parents now. January 20th, 2013. The dog is being kept at her grandmother's place. Perfect. This gives me an excuse to visit her under the pretense of seeing the dog. Brilliant. As I flipped through all the diaries, my vision gradually blurred, tears welling up in my eyes. Suddenly I remembered when Jacob confessed his feelings to me during our junior year. I asked why he couldn't explain, his face turning crimson, until finally he managed just one sentence. Because you're wonderful. But in reality, he was the one who was truly good through and through. 14. My phone suddenly vibrated. Award-winning actor you. There, I lost my house keys and can't get in. Can you put me up for the night? You wouldn't want our fur baby sleeping on the streets with me in the cold. Would you? Begging you, JPG. I glanced at the time. It was almost 11. The film Emperor. All right, baby. I'm already at your doorstep. Hurry up and open the door to welcome me. Before I could reply, knocking sounds pierced through the night. The moment the door opened, 2 figures, one large, one small, simultaneously lunged at me. Ex-wife Jacob came flying into my arms. I knew you couldn't bear to be without me. Whoa. He whimpered and cried. I slapped the man's face away and said expressionlessly, you're not staying here for free. My gaze fell on the pink bib around its neck, where 3 crookedly embroidered characters read Leo. Are you suggesting I can pay with my body? This time I'll definitely listen to you, baby. If you say up, I want to go down. Me enough. I wanted to curse him again, but my mouth was forcefully silenced. A light, pleasant pine fragrance filled my nostrils, sharpening all my senses in the darkness. Jacob reached out, his thumb pressing against my swollen, chapped lips, his eyes smiling. Not enough. A lifetime wouldn't be enough. The end.